Hello everybody. So as part of my general goal of not buying a ton of new stuff, not feeling the need to buy new stuff, instead exploring my collection, I wanted to do a video today about some of the products that I feel have kind of like duped some products I've wanted to buy, and or you know, some products that I think are amazing dupes of products that exist, some of my favorite dupes in my collection. Basically, like, these products have kind of deterred a purchase for me because, you know, they're similar enough, they're good enough, and they give me the effect that I wanted. So yeah, let's just kind of jump in because these are really fun. I have mentioned some in videos here or there, so it may be a bit repetitive, but I think these are great, and I have some new ones. So anyways, first and foremost is the LA Girl Ultimate Eyeliner in the shade Lasting Brown. So I was kind of going through my eyeliners and swatching them, and I came to this one and I was like, this like actually reminds me a lot of the Endless Cacao eyeliner from MAC, which is kind of going viral on TikTok. As I swatch it right here, it does not look like Endless Cacao. However, on the eyes, it is a warm enough brown that I feel like it really translates and gives that effect. It's, you know, a lighter brown, it's warmer, it, you know, has that warmth to it that really brings out brown eyes and green eyes, and it's not a harsh color on your waterline. So this has been really enjoyable. And I also find, from what I've watched of videos using Endless Cacao, I think that's the shade. I think the actual shade is like way too red toned for me. Like, even this is kind of like on the borderline of being a little too warm to wear in the waterline. But I saw a video of, I think, Allie Klein's using that eyeliner, and I was like, oof, it kind of makes her eyes look red. Like, it just is a little odd. So I was, you know, kind of pleased that I hadn't bought it, and that I have this one in my collection, which I've had for ages, and I love this formulation already. And I had a color that kind of fit it. So I've been having fun playing around with that and kind of, you know, seeing what I think of the warm eyeshadow or eyeliner trend. You know, if I find that I love this sort of thing and I want something warmer, then maybe I'd go and try that out. But for right now, this is like far superior and has given me the ability to kind of play into that trend without buying a new product. So I've loved that. Next is the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Diamond Bronzer. I have mine in the shade Bronze Gem. So I forget who swatched this and kind of clued me into what this might be. Maybe Jen Phelps? I'm not sure, but this is a really similar product to the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer, sort of the glowy bronzer. I had really wanted the glowy bronzer for a long time. I felt it just looked so natural, and I heard so many people raving about it, and I was like, oh my goodness, like, I have to try this. And then I went in store and swatched the Makeup by Mario bronzer, and it was like very warm and orange, and I was just kind of like, huh. You know, regardless of how good this product is, the color was not exceptional. Like, you know, it might be an amazing product, but I just wasn't going to be wearing it often given the color. So I was kind of disappointed because I had really wanted to try it. And then I saw Jen Phelps review this one, and obviously this is cheaper. It doesn't have as many color options, but has two. So, you know, give and take with that. But this to me is a very similar product. It's a glowy bronzer. It has like a bit of a sheen to it. I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty sheer. You can sheer it out very well. It's also like a little warm toned for my preference, but I think like because it's sheer, it works very well for me. And it just is kind of something that allows me to warm up the face, give a little glow, but doesn't go overboard at all. And this has been such a fun thing to have in my collection because, again, I had really wanted to try the Makeup by Mario product, but, you know, I was like, I can't spend all that money on something that really isn't even that great of a shade for me. And, you know, I don't love like cream bronzers often, so why am I going to pay all this money? So this is a really good alternative if you've been really eyeing it and you don't want to spend as much, or it's not accessible to you. I think this is definitely worth trying, and I think it works great. It's been a really fun addition to my collection, and I feel like it just sits really nice on the skin. That's another thing I really enjoy about it, because often cream bronzers can be so thick and they just kind of like sit there and look, I don't know, heavy, but this has really been a great find. There's a lot of like bronzer and cheek products. So the next is these three sort of products, and these are products I've had in my collection, and some of them are dupes, but this to me has kind of like prevented me from buying the new Makeup by Mario and Say liquid bronzers. I think those have been very hyped up, and I've definitely been like intrigued by it. And I was also really intrigued by the color of the Say one. I thought it was gonna have a bit more of a pink undertone, and it ended up not really. But I feel like these products, particularly this e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer, are like, I mean, this gives me everything I would want from a bronzer. And the best part about this is that it's sheer. So you can put on this bronzer and it might be like super warm for me. Also, this is obviously like a concealer, but I got a deeper shade. It's a sheer concealer. So as a bronzer, it just works amazingly. And I love the finish that this concealer gives, because it dries down and isn't like tacky. It isn't, again, leaving like a film on your skin. It just feels good. So I love this product, and whenever I'm like, oh, I'd really like to try the Makeup by Mario one, I really want to do this, I'm like, why? I have this like amazing $3 one right here that works great. And even these two I find work really well too. I think my favorite way to use them is to mix them together. This is in light and medium tan. So light is super cool tone, but again, like for a lot of contour products, like that is the color that they give out. But if you want more of like the Charlotte Tilbury kind of deep cool toned shade that they get, that frankly blends out very well using these products, I think mixing them together gives the best sort of finish. I feel like it didn't blend out great there, but I don't know, I think that's a really good product, and I've really enjoyed having these. I think, you know, I see all these liquid bronzers coming out and it's definitely intriguing at first, but frankly, like the reviews are never great. There's always something wrong with them, and you know, there's so many coming out, so it is kind of like, what, you know, why do I need this one? So overall, I really enjoyed these. I think these prevent me from buying a lot of different things that come out and look so intriguing, because I don't need them. I think these are sufficient, and the color differences are really just not that different, and you know, I can always mix and match in my collection. So that has really held off a lot of the new buzzy products. Last, like, bronzer. So this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in Sunset Striptease. This is like a really glowy bronzer. I think you can see that. It has this like gorgeous sort of gold reflect, and this has prevented me from feeling the need to buy the RMS Beauty glowy bronzer. I think those are like talked about all the time, and I definitely am still like intrigued, but every time I'm like, oh, I really want to buy that, I'm like, wait a minute, you have this amazing product right here, like go use this at least. You know, if I find like the color of this is off, or I want another formula, like I really love this product, then maybe then I could buy another shade. But I think this is like a great option for right now, and it works just as well. It's a good bronzer. It's like not super orange, especially compared to some of these. Like it's not even as orange as some of those. It's a lot more of like a golden shift on a more neutral color. So I love this, and I also love using it as eyeshadow. Like it's a great color, great product. It's pretty unique to have at the drugstore, like a glowy bronzer like this, and I feel like it's been out for a lot longer than the RMS one, so ahead of the curve. But I do really like this, and I think it's a great dupe, and really, again, prevents me from like going out and buying. Let's keep on the glowy blush train. I recently purchased this, and I bought this after returning the Rare Beauty glowy blushes, and these are the Flower Beauty Pyramids, and this is in the shade Rose Glow, and this is everything I hoped the Rare Beauty blushes would be. Look at that pigment, look at that glow. It is stunning. It has like a lot of different colors in here, so I mean, you can really like shift the look you'll end up getting, but this is just so much better. It's not glittery, it is just a gorgeous sheen, and it is a beautiful sheen at that one, like one of the best. And if you were remotely interested in trying the Rare Beauty ones, I honestly think this is better. You know, I think the trend was definitely like starting to be sparked by Rare Beauty, and originally started with Charlotte Tilbury, but if you want a powder, like a really uber glowy blush, this is better. It's not as glittery. It doesn't look as like, I don't know, like chunks of shimmer on your face. I really, really just like the Rare Beauty blushes, like to the point where I returned it. And this is just so much better and so much cheaper. And I don't know, I just think it's a better product, better brand. Like this isn't even, like, I feel like Rare Beauty, the product doesn't even do this. That's how good this is. Like, so this has been an amazing find. It's been so much fun. And I've considered buying even the peach one, but I am kind of like, okay, do I need that color? Because I prefer these sort of colors, but it just goes to show you how much I love it. Okay, the last sort of product is more of a color. So this dupe originally sort of came to me through Matilda, I forget her name, Matilda videos, Matilda Says, something like that, where she kind of mentioned these products as like a dupe for what is it, the orange shade. I've literally forgotten, but the orange blush shade from Nude Sticks. So this is the e.l.f. monochromatic multi-stick in Bronze Cherry, and then the e.l.f. luminous putty blush in Isla del Sol. Honestly, I think that Isla del Sol is a little more orange and like glowy, but basically they're both like gonna give a similar effect. I think Bronze Cherry is a little bit more true to the color, but these both give you just like this awesome like bronzy orangey color on the face. I think Bronze Cherry has like a fun sort of shift as well if you're into like glowy blushes. Maybe you can see that sheen, but they're both great. I think they're pretty good products and formulas. I think these are a lot more sort of glittery than like the Pixie blush, for example, but I do think the e.l.f. luminous blushes are very good. Not all shades are, but this shade is really great. And I think Bronze Cherry is a good one too. So these are kind of products that I just like, you know, recently pulled back out because I saw Alana Davidson do a video like previewing the new cream product from Nude Sticks, of like a flat blush sort of cream rather than their sticks, and I immediately was like, oh my god, those look beautiful, like a nude shade of that orange shade. I was like, I need it. But I think these are very similar, give a similar effect, and I just don't need a blush that's gonna be like exactly the same but like maybe a bit nuder. Like I have so many blushes that probably fit that too, and these are close and, you know, they're fun. The last sort of dupe I have is a more fun one, but, and maybe like kind of an older dupe, but basically the new, at this point it's not new, but the Natasha Denona palette that came out that had the beautiful chartreuse and yellows and just like burnt colors. Like it was just an amazing palette. There was one shade in there that was really calling my name, and I was like considering buying the whole palette just for that one shade. And then I think I saw this on Lauren May Beauty. I think she did a look with this and I was like, wait a minute, this is so similar. So this is the e.l.f. No Budge Matte Shadow Stick in Lava Lamp, and this is just such a fun color. I love the cream shadow stick formulas. I think they're great, and I think it's the best way to get a color like this, because I mean, buying a whole palette with shades I already have, I mean, I have majority of them. The shade that was really standing out was this one. It's just so wasteful, so expensive, and frankly, like this shade is so unique and like sort of fun. I really wouldn't wear it enough to even justify buying that whole palette. So getting it in a much cheaper formula that works just as well and gives the same effect, sort of that like, I would say like a muted neon. Like it's almost has that yellow orange sort of brightness, but it's like muted and sort of pea-like. I don't know, it's like an ugly but super fun color, and I feel like it was so trendy last summer and I still love it. I still love that shade of green. So that's another great dupe in my collection that prevented me from buying a whole palette. So yeah, those are the sort of dupes in my collection that have been, you know, allowing me to enjoy my collection rather than, you know, buying new products and feeling like I need things. I think kind of like talking through stuff like this was fun, and it's also fun to like look through your collection and be like, wait, I did buy a product like this, like maybe I haven't used it in a while, like let me pull it back out. Or, you know, just consider what you really want. So I don't know, just wanted to go through some products, highlight some fun dupes. If you're looking for affordable alternatives, these are some, but you know, also hopefully it inspires you to just consider what you already have. So that's all for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.